Triple sec. I've got 6 of them here, and we're gonna try them all out. I'm gonna show you the unsung hero of cocktails. I really think orange liqueur is the driver behind the bus of cocktail enjoyment. Triple sec, dry Curaçao, Combier, Cointreau, Grand Marnier. These things make up so many good moments. Grand Marnier after dinner, triple sec in a margarita, Cointreau in a Cosmo, shaken really hard with ice chips on the top and dirty rocks on the side. If you've ever worked in West Hartford or Long Island or Westchester County, you know what I'm talking about. There's a whole set of women who want the dirty rocks on the side, and they'll kill you if you don't do it. Sorry, that was triggering. Orange liqueurs are really, really important when it comes to thoughtful cocktails and when it comes to really popular cocktails. When I was making the Pegu Club, I picked up a bottle of dry Curaçao, which is distinctly different from triple sec. And when I picked up the bottle of dry Curaçao, guess what I found? Now to move my damn bottle. Why did I do that? I picked up my bottle of dry Curaçao, which is distinct from triple sec. And what did I find? What does that say at the top? It says triple sec. What the hell is going on? So just very briefly, the difference between this'n and this'n. This is based with cognac. This is based with neutral grain spirit. Cognac is distilled from grapes and aged in wood. Neutral grain spirit is mostly odorless, colorless, and tasteless. I thought you're gonna get more pure orange flavor here, and you're gonna get a richer experience here. Now, let me mess with you some more. Triple sec. In a former video, I said triple sec means triple sweet. Some folks told me I was wrong, and I was. And so were you. Sec means dry in French. And if you look at French wine, sec means dry, and extra dry means sweet. Triple sec is sweet, but this is dry Curaçao. The mental pretzel is so nasty with this shit. I need to go to a source that is smarter than me. One of my favorite things to do is consult people who are smarter than me. Also, pro tip, any bar managers. What I do when I'm making my menus, when I'm making my manuals, when I'm making my instructions, when I'm training bartenders, I find people who are smarter than me, who agree with me, and I quote them. And what I tell my staff is, if you've got the experience of these people that are more experienced than me, if you can put your credentials up against theirs and they match, then I'll listen to you. If you don't, we've got to listen to them. Stops the arguments behind the bar. So, David Wondrich, foremost cocktail enthusiast, cocktail historian, and black cocktailian activist. Shout out David Wondrich for telling the truth about black mixology. In his Oxford Companion to Spirits and Cocktails, he and Noah Rothbaum, 2 of my idols. Here's the definition of triple sec. Triple sec has no strict definition, but generally connotes a white Curaçao. The liqueur originally made from oranges grown on the island of the same name. See Curaçao. Well, as a matter of fact, I will. Curaçao. Originally a liqueur flavored with the dried peels of the Iahara orange, a particularly bitter offshoot of the Seville orange, native to the Caribbean island of Curaçao, has become an umbrella term for orange liqueur in general. As such, it is one of the most important branches of the liquor family. See, I knew what I was talking about. This shit matters right here. According to early 19th century French culinary chronicler Alexandre Grimaud de la Reynière, Curaçao originated in Flanders, Belgium, where proximity to Holland gave distillers easy access to the necessary peels. Because Curaçao, which was a Dutch colony at the time, more Europeans taking shit from black folks. It's all good though, I love y'all still. Spirits flavored with the orange peel in general were nothing new. Their German recipes from orange and lemon flavored Pomeranzenwasser from the late 1500s. As one English distiller wrote in 1731, orange water was not much known or used in this country despite the agreeable flavor or relish thereof. Curaçao in its various forms is used in some of the most popular mixed drinks in circulation, including the margarita, the Mai Tai, the Long Island iced tea, and a host of others. One of its main vectors to popularity was its use in punch, and in particular in some of the earliest versions of the punch that the British Prince Regent habitually drank. A good orange Curaçao adds richness and subtle spice notes to a drink without making it overly orangey, while in proper triple sec, The orange will be more overt. Neither should be too sugary or syrupy on the one hand, or hot and harsh on the other. Here's what we're looking for. Orange Curaçao, richness and subtle spice. Triple sec, pure unadulterated orange. Neither one of them should be cloying or too sweet. I've got 6 of them here, and we're gonna try them all out. Ferran Dry Curaçao. This is the choice of craft bartenders everywhere, and it makes up an important component in the Mai Tai. I gotta tell y'all something. Never tasted it by itself, which is effed. There's no reason for you to ever make a cocktail with an ingredient you haven't tasted. It's blasphemy. Don't do it. Be smarter than I am. Cointreau. Tasted it many times. Cointreau, I love, but philosophically, the orange liqueur I'm passionate about, from France, if you will, Combier. Combier was made before Cointreau and is the original premium orange liqueur. Combier comes at a bit more of a value, and I believe what's in the glass is just as good. This right here, every single bar in the world uses this for their margaritas and for their Cosmos, and I've never had anyone send them back. And then I got something else for you. A local, beautiful product made by Fruitful Mixology. Yours truly was on the creative team that formulated this brand. I helped come up with the name, and the gentlemen that produced it, their triple sec is kind of a play on word. Instead of using the traditional oranges of these brands, they use Florida Navels, Sicilian blood oranges, and grapefruit, which makes for a product that if you just serve it, nobody is going to send it back because it's different. However, a skilled and interested mixologist can pull different flavors out from here. So we're gonna taste these, and I'm gonna take my 2 favorites and make something real quick.
You did say 6.
I can't count. I said 6. Oh, so listen, we need to keep this in. I said 6. This is 5. I said 6 because I have one more that pisses me off and I'm triggered by. Good old Orange Curaçao. So I'm gonna make some judgments beforehand. If somebody tries to give you this, they don't care about you. That's it. So I'm gonna try them all using my lovely bulbous tasting glass. I'm gonna show y'all another trick, how to taste using one glass, but still keep it clean without having to wash it every time. We'll start here, right? This bad boy is the one that's the value play. Everyone knows about it, everyone can find it. Triple sec. Bright orange, that's actually nice, and there's a little spice to it. And then there's something synthetic too, okay? I thought it was something synthetic, that's just alcohol. So what's our proof here? 30 proof, very low, but already hot. Okay, let's see. You ever had Citrusel or Metamucil? You know that orange stuff that's supposed to make you poop? Okay, listen, I put it in a cocktail and I like it. Everything ain't got to be everything. It does the job, and I'm damn sure ain't gonna stop using this. So I like it for what it does and not who it is as a person. The bottle's not at all expensive, okay? It's a single-digit bottle, and it does the job. And when you're using other quality ingredients, that'll get it done. So same glass. How do we use the same glass? We use our spirit to wash the glass. So what we do, this is my favorite way to taste, because I know nothing is getting in the way except the thing I'm tasting. Cointreau, this is the big boy. Wow. Whew! Way more orangey and 40% ABV, 80 proof. That's the strength of vodka. So maybe there's something more to people requesting this. I thought people requested Cointreau because they were trying to be bougie. 15%, 40%, 30 proof, 80 proof. That's different. By the way, pro tip, if you taste and you don't look like a jackass that has no manners, you're tasting wrong. We taste 4 to 5 things. We smell thousands. You have to breathe it in. You got to suck it. You got to get it all around in your mouth. Pause.
Hey, yo.
You have to let it aerate in your... I need to grow as a cisgendered heterosexual male. I really need to. You need to introduce air, and you need to splash it so you really taste everything that's there. All right. Combier, my personal fave when it comes to these two. Splash, splish, splash, I was spilling some booze. Yeah. Number one, I am always proud that I have a good palate, and I'm proud of that because I share it with other people. I drink all day, so you don't have to. That's my slogan. This is beautiful. You get orange and like a hint of like a creme brulee. Ooh, beautiful. Just beautiful orange through and through. However, these are both 40%, both 80 proof, much hotter than this one. Make of that what you will. Flavor, bussin'. Heat, a little more here, but maybe that helps the cocktails. These represent kind of one click, if you will. Let's try our craft play here. Well, that's fun. What is the ABV? Oh, 20. So 40 proof. It's still giving more than this bad boy. Truly pleasant. Just straight up pleasant. On the nose, I thought I got something harsh, and that just broke into the most beautiful grapefruit note. You know how grapefruit has that little bit of a funk? It's in here. And what does that mean? They use real fruit in here, and it just finishes so lovely. With using this in cocktails, you can bump your simple syrup downwards. Some people say fruitful products are too sweet. Buddy, they're trying to help you. You know you're about to add simple syrup to whatever you're making. You rock with this and you don't have to. You can use 1/2 ounce of this instead of 3/4 of an ounce. Get with it. Now, these last two are a whole different varietal. Maybe we'll switch glassware. This is what wine used to come in way back in the day. So let's try Ferrand Dry Curaçao. Shout out to Pierre Ferrand. What I should have is, they make a version of these and it's called Creole Shrub. FYI. Isn't that beautiful? Enrapturing. Already just more enrapturing. Good gracious almighty. Lord have mercy. The way that cognac and then the orange get together, this bad boy right here is special. When it comes to craft products, I often question, do we really like them as much as we say we do? When it comes to Ferrand Dry Curaçao, it's worth every penny. It's worth every accolade. It's worth every moment of consideration. And now I want to quit bartending and making videos forever, if it means I don't have to taste this bullshit. 15%, 30 proof. This is 15% too. Did they just take this and add some bullshit to it? Like, is that what happened? Ah, yo, dead ass, bro. You ever see, you don't be around kids, but stank little kids smell like maple syrup. They smell like stank little children. Oh, god damn. It just gave me a hangover because it tastes like, if you're from Connecticut, it tastes like Gold Rock syrup in 2025. Pro tip, Gold Rock closed in 2022. I taste cheap corn syrup and it's got caramel color added. It means it's not gluten-free. If there's caramel color in your beverage, it is not gluten-free. Now, as bartenders, we troll people who are like, is a cocktail gluten-free? It's like, gluten cannot survive distillation. And it can't. But when you add some stupid ass caramel color to your shit, this is what happens. Gluten, you got to go, my guy. I would not give that to anybody I cared about. And I hate to say that. And I hope keeps making money. And I hope your empire of gluten-filled, cheap, stank, child-smelling ass liqueurs do what they have to do. But anybody who loves thoughtful cocktails will not use because there are other products that are better. Something that isn't represented here that I really have to give some sustained accolade to, Bols Triple Sec. B-O-L-S Triple Sec. Bols from Holland. They are the primary maker of Genever, which Genever was the predecessor of gin. Try Bols Liqueurs. They also come in a bottle that's made for flair and throwing, which is why I have no bowls in the house. I was made to get rid of it because I was in my driveway and I threw a bottle up in the air and I was told I can't come back in the house if I do that again. So the bowls is gone. All right, we're about to make a Deshler. I think I'm an Anglophile. So this right here, God Save the Queen, was Queen Elizabeth's favorite spirit. She loved Dubonnet. There's a beautiful cocktail called the Deshler. This version of Dubonnet is not available anymore. This is the new label, but the old version. They're making a new one now that's from Kentucky. I don't understand it, but that's fine. You gotta make your money, get it how you live. So start with our what? Smallest, cheapest, drop in the thing ingredient first. So 1/4 ounce. Combier, the OG white Curaçao. 1 ounce Dubonnet. 2 ounces rye whiskey. Finish with 2 dashes Peychaud bitters. 1, 2. All right, so y'all, we about to have a real moment. My ice is getting wet, and this is important because shitty wet ice can mess a cocktail up, but your ice gonna get wet. If you do this job, your ice is gonna get wet. So what happens when your ice gets wet? You stir this for a lot less time, or sometimes you don't stir at all. When your ice is wet like this, you throw that bad boy in here. Why did you tell me I didn't have a spoon? You throw that bad boy right in there, and you find something reasonable to stir with, and you just, do, trois. And then add a little more ice. And then get that bad boy up out of there. You understand me? Get her out. Let's get a nice swath of orange. I never get tired of saying that word. Swath. Bam. Ooh, yes, Lord. Just gonna. Yeah. Wow. Great springtime Manhattan alternative because the notes are just all brighter. You get the anise from the Peychaud, that orange note is ripping through, cinnamon and pepper from the old Overholt, which to me this is the standard bearer of rye whiskey. This bad boy right here comes in at 86 proof, made in Pennsylvania. Bill Overholt was in Boardwalk Empire, and that makes me happy. Shout out to Pennsylvania and Maryland. Y'all did the damn thing when it came to the rye. And there's also, now, what's the difference between these two? Does anybody know? 86, 114. Same spirit, but the proof is different, which means the water content is different, which means this bad boy is stronger. Is it gonna make a better cocktail like this when they're using something delicate? Let's see. I tell you what it will do. It'll confuse your staff when you tell them you can't look at the brand name. You have to look at the brand name and then what's under the brand name. Because when you pour this for this, the cocktails don't taste the same, and the person that buys the alcohol and has to have their costs in lines is pissed. But I digress. Let's see. Woo! That's hot fire. 2, 1, quarter. I love myself. There we go. 2 dashes of the Peychaud. Although this vessel is much different, I'm sure we can get the job done. All right, let's do the whole thing completely. Let's see. You can see the difference in the color already. Huh. So there's a place for the 114. The 86 is a little more, even though this is a stirred cocktail, it's quite refreshing. This is bone dry and has kind of harder edges to it. I think the lower proof version wins here. So I just did a trial like this with bourbon and the opposite happened. And I love the fact that when we are using classic recipes, when we're using these classic ingredients, the smallest tweak can change everything. There's so much to be discovered by changing the proof. So much can be discovered by changing from cubed ice to crushed ice to served up, adding mint, muddling instead of adding juice, switching up the brands just a little bit. I feel myself so lucky to be able to be in a world where we get to, on the fly, create beauty, create alchemy, and make cocktails that have such provenance and history. This right here is at least 100, at least 90. Henry Macalone, I think. Henry Macalone is responsible for this cocktail. Y'all tell me in the comments if I'm not right. And his book came out in 1940. But this cocktail, and it's beautiful, and it's new right here. And I can make the best versions, the most legendary cocktails with just a few measurements and a little bit of understanding. There are many things that connect people. I treat cocktails as my social currency, and I invest in people with cocktail information. And the payoff comes when they go to a bar, when they go to a liquor store, and they're able to make a more informed choice. My entire obsession is cocktails that matter, and the people that care keep this thing going. Every single day in your life, drink something that somebody else paid for. Eat something that somebody mama made. Listen to something made by the Wu-Tang Clan that was released from the years 1994 to 2003, and think about somebody other than your damn self. If you do that, you're going to have a beautiful day, week, month, and life. Thank you for being a part of this community. Cheers.